Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today in this video, we will create a simple counter using useState hook in React, which is the most essential hook in React. So let's start. So first we have our counter component, and with this shortcut that is RFCE, we can have our functional component. And I already have the CSS code. If you want the CSS code as well, I will provide that in the description. So first import our CSS file here. So first let us define the layout of this counter and then we can add the functionalities. So we will use React fragments. Then we will have a container for our counter component. We will simply have two buttons, one for incrementing the count and the other for decrementing the count. So let us start our server and check the layout is okay or not. So the layout looks cool, right? So let's now add the functionalities of this counter button. So first we need to import the useState hook. Then we need to call the useState hook that we just imported. So first we have the state variable. You can give any name to this. Then we have the function, which will update the value of the state variable. So this one is the initial value that we give to the state variable. Here we will use the value of the state variable, that is count, which is initially 0. So let me show you. Let us give another value to have your understanding. If we give the initial value to 5, it will display 5 here, as you can see. So initially it will be 0. Then we will add an on-click event handler. And the function which will handle this event listener. So we gave the name as handle change. Now we need to define this function. It means when this button is being clicked, what we want this button to do, we will define all the code inside this handle change function. We will simply use this function, that is set count, to update the value of this count, that is the state variable. We can do this by two ways. The simple ways are, we can simply have this state variable and increment the value of this, that is count plus 1. It will work. Or we can have the previous value. Basically, the initial value of the count will get stored here. We will use arrow function and update the value. Both ways are correct. It depends on you. Whichever you find the easy method, you can use that. Or let us do one thing. Let us give this event handler function meaningful name. It means, suppose if anyone is reading your code, so by reading the code only, he can say what you have defined the function and what your code is doing. A kind of meaningful name. Let us give this a name as increment count. Similarly, we need to have an decrement count function to decrement the count value. Now we need to define the function which will decrement the count value. So previous value will be equal to previous value minus 1. So as you can see, our counter is working. And to avoid negative values, we can add an if statement. Now it will not go beyond 0. It will avoid negative values, as you can see. And suppose you don't want to have this function separately, that is the event handler function. You can also have instead of this, you can simply decrement the value of count here only. Instead of defining the event handler function separately and writing the code. So you can have that functionality here only. So use the function that is set count to decrement the value of count, that is count minus 1. It will work, as you can see. As we had this if condition for negative values here, so that functionality is not achieved here, but the decrement functionality is being achieved. So whichever method you want, the easiest one, you can use that. Both are correct. So yes, that's all for this video. Hope you all understood about the useState hook in React. So see you all on the next one. Till then, take care.